Hey guys, so this video is just going to be my opinion on the update that happened the other day, going through all the little changes to Horus Heresy Legions. Plus, I found a couple of really cool videos from my personal YouTube that I had uploaded there of Legions before I started making stuff on the Subjugated Gaming YouTube as Vapix. So I've downloaded them. Some of them aren't too great copy and there's no sound, but there's some interesting stuff that happened and there's a really cool game in there or two. So I was like, let me just download them. And so I'm just going to throw them in the end of this video and I'll probably overlay and talk to them. So yeah, just wanted to let you know what this video was about. Alright. Oh wait, hang on. I was going to go through the, through all the changes. Aha. Let me set that up real quick. Okay, so yeah. Alright, so changes. The Ogre Sergeant has been changed, which is interesting. I don't really think it needed to be changed, but change description to after attacking game front line, +1 until your next turn, and heal to himself for 1. So, I mean, that just gives him a little bit of a buff, which is nice. I guess that's fine. That's obviously the Warlord that we versed first tonight. So, I'm surprised they changed him. Like, he hasn't been out for that long. I guess he's also really weak, but still. Cool little buff. The Assassin can now change into Meros again because there was a little bit of a glitch. They had to take him out of the rotation because of his heal passive ability. I think it stuck with him by accident. So that's just the change there. The Mortar Carrier change from 2.7 to 2.6. I really do like this nerf because Mortar Carriers are everywhere. And it just it doesn't destroy them. Everybody's still going to use them exactly how they were. It just makes them that little bit easier to deal with, which I thought was really, really good. Like, it's not a big nerf. They didn't change the damage from 3 to 2 or anything like that. They were just like, maybe 7 health is a bit too much, and I agree. This little nerf is fine. I think it's absolutely positively fine. It's much better. Now, Archaeology, I think they did too far. With a 7 drop that at the end of your turn spawns a 2-2. So, I was like, damn, nobody will ever destroy Archaeology anymore. They will just deal with the 2-2. Because now, the only reason why people will play Archaeology now is for Whispers-based Warlords that you need things to die. That is the main reason why people will play this, I reckon. And now that's gone. People will not destroy the thing anymore because a 2-2 every turn is quite easy to deal with. Yeah, it can give you technically infinite value over a lot of turns, but I think it was a bit too much of a nerf. What I would have liked to have seen is instead of spawning 1 at the end of yours, 1 at the end of theirs, spawn 2 at the end of your turn. So the opponent, with things like Doombringer and shit, just wipes it. You know, it's not a worry. You have time to deal with both of them as they spawn each turn. Instead of 1 spawns, then 1 spawns, then 1, then 1, then 1. You don't actually have the opportunity to deal with some of them. So I think it was a little bit harsh, but I'm also not that upset about it. I think it's okay. Now, the big one was Warp Retreat. I did not expect them to just do this. Change it from 2 to 3? Like, I guess that solves the problem with keeping the spirit of the card that they wanted. Instead of being able to do it 5 times in a turn, you can only do it 3. So people that still want to do that combo, that's cool. You just have to get there. You have to get them to a much lower life. And I think this is better as well because things like the Raven Warp Retreat combo will still work because even if you can only do it 3 times, plus he costs 0 that other time, it does a lot more damage. Like, it's still hitting for like 30 or something like that, but it's a harder combo to pull off. But it does stop the Raven Guard one. Only being able to play the thing 4 times versus 7 is really, really different. So, good change there. They also, with Warp Retreat, they did change the bug where if you had 1 card left in deck, you still always got the same card as if you had 0. So, that's good. How much damage can you do with the Raven Guard Warp Retreat bullshit? It used to be like 37, I think it was, or 27. I think it was 27. But now that's gone. So you can't do that much anymore. It's much less. It's definitely not worth running as your main win con anymore. So that's good. So White Scar changes. I think they just buffed 2 useless troops here. So let me get White Scars up. Nope, not that. So we want White Scars. And what was the troop? Okay, Jahal Squad. Okay, sure. Jahal Squad, whatever that is. I can't remember what they used to be. That's for sure. Am I just blind? Am Am I blind? Oh, here we go. So they changed this guy. I can't even remember what he did before. So, rally, return a friendly troop to your hand, give +1 to your warlord this turn. Whatever. Or, sorry, no, return a troop or give +1 to your warlord. Whatever, still wouldn't really use it. The veterans got changed to when a friendly troop returns to your hand, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. That's a straight buff. I'm pretty sure it was 2 damage to a random enemy, wasn't it? So that's just a straight buff, which is okay. Still whatever. The Rhino, instead of healing 2, it heals 3. I like that. The people were using the 2/5 frontliner Rhino to heal. Now it heals for 3. Slight little buff. Good. Close quarters. Return a damaged troop to its owner's hand. If it's friendly, it costs 2 less. That was a straight buff because it used to just return it to hand, make it cost 2 less. So now if you use it on your opponent's stuff, they no longer cost 2 less. That's a good buff too. Cool little changes from there. We'll go through the Baratheon real quick. Change it from heal 1 to yourself to +1 to himself. That's the change there, because it gave +1 in the butt to your troops, but now it also gives +1 to him, so when you're using in the first couple turns, it actually helps instead of just the heal, so that's nice. Close quarters used to be friendly only. Okay, there we go. So, cool change to Baratheon. I like it. Gives him a few extra health. Also damages when cards goes to deck now, which is easy to do than returning to hand. Okay, yep, that's fair enough. So the other big changes was Ferris. Ferris got a big change. From his ability being pay 2 to give +1/+2 to a troop, you now create a bionic enhancement, which is a 1 cost that gives, that says +1/+1 and heal a friendly troop for 1. So it's no longer +1/+2, but you no longer have dead turns. You can stack them in your hand and you can dump them all on one guy and stuff like that. It's a very good buff for him. It definitely makes him better because you don't have to play a thing energy behind and then buff it the next turn. You can kind of just play it, have them in hand, and do it if they don't kill it, you know? I think it is a buff, and I think it is better because you can also, like, the heal 1 means you're not buffing till after you attack, usually, but I think it's good. It's like a creature for 1. No, it's the creature for 2, but you can spend it over the course of 2 turns. It's pay 1 energy to create, pay 1 energy to play. So it still costs you 2 energy, but it's not 2 energy at the same time, which is on the same turn, which is great. And they're the changes. So we'll go back to Legions. So just watch what the bot does. Like, what are you doing? Why is this coded? So this next one is a game that I had quite a while ago. Obviously, I'm playing Kurz, and they're playing Alfarius, and they've turned into Omegon. Anyways, I hit the Edict, and they go down to 1 card in hand, right? And that's all fine and dandy. We play out the next couple of turns. I just want to show you everything here. He copies Shrek. He plays Shrek. We're not swinging with Shrek because he's giving it an order, and it's got and either he's baiting me, or it's the one where I swing face and take damage. I don't want to do that. But either way, we land a front liner. We smack him twice because we want to power him down that he's got no cards in hand. And that's all fine and dandy, no worries. Right, he draws a card, he hits me for 1 with the damage of Pale Spear. What was that? Right there. Right there. Let me replay that. So right here you see, he plays the Harrowing without actually spending a card in hand. He starts with 3 cards, he ends with 3 cards. What the hell? Now, it's unlikely that he was to top deck Harrowing, but he didn't even use a card. There's still 3 cards in his hand. I don't even know what happened. Rando Harrowing out of nowhere. Alright, and this last game here that I'm going to show you is just my game against General Creed when he was playing the boss monster in the Crucible, and it was Angron starting as Demon Prince Angron. Now, this was a long time ago before a lot of the cards had changed, so some of you might not recognize and be like, why is that card different? Because this was months ago or whatever it was. So I'm playing Fossus against already Angry Angron, and I'm just going to let this play out with some music in the background, and I'll see you guys in the next one, so have a good one.
Wow.